some cinnamon rolls from scratch. I found this recipe over from the Butternut Bakery blog. I did make a few modifications to it, but it's very similar to her recipe, and I will be sure to put a link down below so you can check hers out as well. But this is how I make my cinnamon rolls. So how I make my modifications is a little, well, I won't say it's like a secret, but I feel like it makes them even fluffier when you add just like the yeast. But you do 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of self-rising flour. Put that in there. We have a half a cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of salt, and then 2 packs of instant self-rising, not self-rising flour, but fast-rising yeast. All right, put the yeast in here. We're gonna do 2 packs of yeast. Then we're gonna just whisk these together. Get that good and mixed up. So next we're gonna take 6 tablespoons of butter, and we're gonna take 1.5 cups of water. And we're gonna put the butter in the water, and we're gonna put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds, just until this starts to melt. So the butter is starting to melt, and our water is warm. We don't want it to be too hot because that'll kill the yeast. So now we're gonna pour this into our dry mixture. All right, we'll pour that into our dry mixture. And then also, now we're going to add in 1 egg. All right, so we got 1 egg. And I'm just gonna mix it up. All right, so I'm just gonna mix this up. You can already get that kind of activated in there. So now that we got this all mixed up, we're gonna add in 2 more cups of flour. So I do 1 cup of regular flour and 1 cup of self-rising flour. Just gonna pour that on in there. We're gonna give this a good mix. All right, so it's pretty much all mixed. There's just a little bit of leftovers, but it's still really sticky. So we need to add in 1 more half cup of regular flour. So I'm gonna pour this in here, and then I'll start to knead it with my hands. Get all that off of there. And then I'm just gonna knead it until it's all fully mixed up together. I'm still just mixing, kneading a little bit. My husband said when I get to 1,000 subscribers, he'll get me a stand mixer, so here's hoping. Here's hoping. All right, so you can see it's starting to incorporate all that additional flour in there. So we're just gonna keep mixing. All right, so now that majority of it is mixed in, it's still really sticky. You can see like it's kind of tacky. We're gonna add in another 1/4 cup of flour. Sprinkle that right on top there. And we're just gonna fold that in. So I'm just gonna keep kneading all of this until it forms a nice bowl, and it's not like powdery or anything like that. And then I'm gonna let it rise for 10 minutes uncovered. Now that it's done, I'm just gonna let it sit in this bowl like this, uncovered for 10 minutes. Put your finger, it's not sticky, so we're gonna let it sit just like that. So now that our dough has puffed up a little bit, I'm gonna roll it out into a rectangle shape, and I'm gonna start adding the filling. For the filling, I do a 1/4 cup of butter, a tablespoon of cinnamon, and then I do a half cup of dark brown sugar. Dark brown sugar is what makes it look really gooey and gives it that extra, what do you want to call it? Sweetness. All right, so I'm gonna lightly, you can see here, it's very moldable. Woo! I like that. All right, just flour this a little bit. So I rolled out my dough, tried to make it as rectangular as possible. I think it's like a, what do we call it, a circulangular? I don't know. I don't remember what I said. Circulangular. All right. Circular. Anyways, okay, so now I'm gonna mix my butter, cinnamon, and brown sugar to cover the dough. All right, so I mixed the butter, cinnamon, and sugar, and I'm just gonna spread it all across the dough like that. Sorry, my daughter's making faces at me. Kids. Now that I have the butter, cinnamon, sugar mix all spread out, you want to leave just like a little bit so it doesn't fully ooze out, but I like to get it as close to the edge of most of it as possible. Then you're gonna start from your longer side, and we're just gonna start to roll. Rolled up, we're gonna slice it in half. You wanna make sure you use a serrated knife, and you just wanna do like a chainsaw motion. Let's see, I'm really bad at math, so I'm not sure if this is about half. It looks about half. Just gonna rock back and forth. Looky there. There's our cinnamon roll. Okay, so now I divided them in, or I cut them into 12 cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna place them in my 9x13 baking dish. And it's okay if they touch. We want the gooey cinnamon rolls to touch anyways. Here's this. I just buttered it a little bit. And then we're gonna let these rise for an hour. Okay, so we let the cinnamon rolls rise for 1 hour. Here's how they look. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop those into my preheated oven, and then once they are done, we will start working on our frosting. So for the frosting, we literally are just gonna do 4 ounces of cream cheese and a half a stick of butter. Both of them need to be softened at room temperature. And then we'll do 1 cup of powdered sugar and some vanilla. Here are our cinnamon rolls. Piping hot, fresh out of the oven. Some of them did pop up a little bit, but that's okay. I like to ice them when they're hot. Some people like to wait, but I like for them to melt. So we're gonna ice these up. And here they are. Our delicious cinnamon rolls. Let's see how they taste.